two major parties, Labour and Liberal, have dominated the political houses. So why are many of the minority parties receiving more votes than they ever have before? Some voters and politicians think that the major parties have strayed from their original beliefs and ideas, which has led MPs, such as South Australian Senator Corey Bernardi, to question their respected party's beliefs. Bernardi has said, "For the sake of our nation, we, the coalition, must get back on track." Bernardi feels that the coalition isn't sticking to the Menzies-era morals and ideals, which are having a small government, lower taxes and free trade, so he left to form the Australian Conservatives. The ALP, or Australian Labor Party, were formed in the 1890s for working-class people that believed they had no say in politics. As of the 1940s, the ALP's bond with the working class seemed to fade. This has caused 49% of people on a recent Labor Attributes poll in February this year to say that the Labor Party are out of touch with their people. So, a party that was established on letting ordinary people have a say in politics now doesn't go by their original foundations. This is one of the reasons why voters now vote for minority parties that can give them a voice. As the leading parties stray further from their original beliefs, smaller parties such as the Greens and the Nick Xenophon team obtain more votes than they ever have in history. This is because the people don't believe that the major parties give them a voice, or they aren't following their original beliefs as closely as they used to. So voters have instead turned to the smaller parties which hold strong ideals and policies. In fact, minor parties got 23.3% of the votes in last year's election. Gary Morris is a former Labor Party supporter, but when he found out about One Nation, a party with big ambitions, even if it doesn't wield any real power in government, he was hooked. With so many people now thinking like Gary did, this could be one of the reasons that there is a rise in minority party votes. With this, we may see a minority party rise into power in the next few years. As Gary put it, in the case of the Labor Party and all the major parties, I think they've lost their way. They are so out of touch with the man on the street. In the recent state election in Western Australia, the Liberals and the One Nation made a preference deal. This meant that when people voted first preference for One Nation and One Nation got crossed out due to not enough votes, the votes would go automatically to the Liberals and vice versa. This made a lot of the voters angry. The result of the election was a surprise to many people, with nearly a 10% swing to the Labor Party. This is the same for minor parties. People vote for a party for two reasons. Either they like what the party is doing, or they hate what the other parties are doing. In this case, many of the One Nation supporters may have not voted One Nation because they disliked the deal made. So for many, instead of voting One Nation or the Liberals, they voted against those parties, and the result was a strong victory for the Labor Party. Wayne Newton, a grain farmer from Queensland, thinks that many people are being ignored by the major parties, which is why he votes for parties that hear his voice, such as One Nation. It's almost like we're not to be worried about at the moment, Wayne told ABC News on the 29th of January this year. So all this change really comes from the voters. And with this incline in votes for minority parties, soon we may see two major parties that were once minorities.